So I'm going to head over to the garden. When I woke up this morning, it was about 33 degrees outside, so we're flirting with freezing temperatures pretty much every night now. So I 100% need to get the garden pulled. I have a load of tomatoes in there. A lot of them are ripe. Some of them need to just ripen on the counter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything in the garden pulled. I'll probably put the pumpkins in the greenhouse and close up the windows and doors and let those sit in there, just because we do live in a less than 800 square foot house, so we don't have a lot of storage, a lot of counter space, or anywhere for me to kind of like lay those out to cure. So anyway, I think what I'll do is I'll take the tractor down and I'll start pulling out vines and stuff also, and I will load those up in the bucket so I can dump them somewhere else. And then I've got some different buckets and stuff that we can use for collecting all the garden produce. So let's get started on that, because I am really worried that the temperatures are going to continue to drop and it's going to freeze and destroy everything that's out there. And I really just want to get it pulled so that that doesn't happen. So let's go get started. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut these vines off right at the bottom, and then go ahead and toss the vines in the tractor bucket. And I'm gonna put all of my tomatoes in a bucket to take inside. Then we'll kind of sort them out between what is already ripe, and then we'll lay out the ones that are really green so that those can go ahead and finish ripening. So I am one row down, which is I think about maybe like 6 tomato plants, and I have almost what I think is a 5-gallon bucket filled. So wow. And we still have 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows to go. So there's a lot more tomatoes out here than I even thought, and I thought that there was a lot, but there is a lot of tomatoes. All right, I gotta get back to it, because clearly I have my work cut out for me more than I even thought. So I have pulled all of the big tomatoes, and now I'm gonna start in on the cherries, and there's about 1 trillion of those. So I'll go ahead and get started on those. My tractor bucket, which you can see right there, is pretty full, but I can cram the rest of the tomato plants in there before I go dump them. So I'm gonna get started on that, and I'm gonna try and hurry this process, because leaning over these beds, my back was already bugging me from doing the firewood, and leaning over these beds is not helping. So I'm gonna hustle through this project. But thankfully I have Jasper here helping me. What are you doing? Are you helping? Well, I turned around to see Jasper sitting up on top of one of these posts like Ollie is, which I knew Ollie was already up there, but I was not aware that Jasper was climbing up there, or I would have gotten him down. And I turned around just to see him trying to walk across the top of the fence. Anyway, I came over here to try and get him just in time to, you know, basically watch him fall off the fence. He seems fine. He's acting fine, and actually now he's chasing his brother, so clearly he's fine. But still, this cracked. Hi. You're not supposed to be climbing up there. Are you all right? blame you for this because you're showing him how to do bad things. Ollie. You would think falling and busting one of your legs and having to have it amputated would warn you off from climbing heights again. But no, not so much. So I did it. I pulled everything in the garden. It's all just kind of laying around. There's buckets of tomatoes and pumpkins kind of scattered willy-nilly. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna grab our lawnmower that has the cart attached because these pumpkins would take me forever to haul over to the greenhouse. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and grab that cart and I'll come through and load everything up and then move it. But once I've got it all loaded, I'll show everything that we pulled from the last of the summer garden. First, I'm gonna take this bucket and dump it. The tractor bucket is pretty well full and I've got, I don't know, like 10 piles of garden fodder of vines and plants and just kind of sitting around. So I'm gonna take the tractor and dump it. I don't think I'm gonna pick up all these piles today. It's getting really late and I need to focus on getting all of this stuff inside in case it freezes tonight. So I can come back later and pick up all those vines. We're not that far off from sunset. Well, the sun's already gone behind the mountains, so we're not that far off from it being dark. So once I get all of this stuff picked up, I think tomorrow I'll come back and pick up all of the garden waste, all of the vines and plants and stuff that I've pulled out. Hey bud, I need my tractor. Do you want to drive the tractor? Can I sit there? I need to drive the tractor. I know that's a cozy spot to be in the garden, but I need to drive it. Well, that is a wrap on the garden. I have been out here for about 5.5 hours. Actually about 5 hours if you include the splitting of the firewood. So I'm going to take all these lovely tomatoes inside and it's almost 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna go inside and kind of wrap it up for the evening. I have pretty much all of the produce pulled from the garden. We do have some sugar snap peas that are going. We'll see if we get anything off of those before the freeze. And we also have some beans, which I really don't think we're gonna get anything off of those. Some bush beans. There's also some rosemary that I need to pull and get hung up to dry. But for the most part, the garden is pretty well wrapped up for the winter. So I'm gonna go ahead and head inside. I do have probably about another day, not even a day, a couple hours worth of work to finish cleaning up in here. I need to come through with the tractor and pick up all the piles of the vines and stuff that I ripped out, but that's not gonna happen today because I'm tired. It's almost 6 o'clock, so it's time to go in. It's gonna be dark in about an hour here. So anyway, we will finish up closing out this garden another day. I need to pick up all of the containers and I need to pull all the stakes, all of that stuff. So we'll do that another day. I don't have time to do that today. So thank you so much for joining me. It's a little bit sad to pull out the summer garden, but at the same time it's exciting because there is a lot of projects inside the house that I've been chomping at the bit to get to. But I've been waiting until the weather turns cold and rainy to get started on those. So now that the garden is wrapped up for the year, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on inside projects, and so I hope that you'll join me for those. So in the meantime, you guys have a great week. and take care, and I'll see you soon.
Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna